Whew. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope you all are having a great day. It is about 15 minutes before the Eagles kick off, and I've got a bit of a problem. I was going back down to Waynesboro on Tuesday after I took my dad to the doctor, but I've got a plumbing issue and I've got to go down and snake a drain out tomorrow morning. So I'm going to have to go down there and then come back here so I can take him to the doctor on Tuesday. So I'm going to be getting up early to do that. And so I'm getting this out of the way now. I'm going to be streaming the Eagles versus the Rams game and see how that goes. But I want to do my game ball video. Typically on game nights, I am up late when it's a Sunday night game that we want to watch. So I'm getting to bed 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, but I want to get this out of the way now. So, and then we'll be live streaming, of course, the Eagles game for the next couple hours. It's been a long day, to say the least. So, Cowboys Nation is split because they're like, how stupid can you be winning this game? Do you just hurt yourself draft position? Well, here's the reality of it. There's no guarantees on anybody you draft in the draft. There's not. There really is not. You could have the number one pick like, Jameis Winston or Marcus Mariota, guys like that, or 1 or 2, and both of them end up being a bust. So, you could go through and say, I think Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson were drafted. Who was drafted before them? I can't remember. But they aren't anywhere near as good as they were. Just saying. You just don't know. But I personally needed this. I personally see, for some, a lot of you, okay, you're invested as a Cowboy fan like me. You hate to see them lose and it hurts, okay? But see, the problem for me is you just watch it on Sunday and it's like, oh man, screw the Cowboys, and you go about your business. I got to keep living this thing all week long. I got to go on the Dan Saleo show on Wednesday and look at Philly 500 and Dan Saleo that are literally kicking my teeth in. And when you go 5 weeks in a row without a victory, it's just like, my God, I can't take this anymore. I needed this at least as a respite for this season that has just been terrible. And I would imagine that this feeling that I have right now is like the same kind of feeling that I would have had when we were 1-15. That was so long ago, I can't remember exactly how it was, but I would imagine that this is that kind of feeling. To see Rio literally losing his shit, having my cousin literally call me up and say, congratulations, man. We just sorry. We sorry how we lose to you guys. To hear the joy from my dad that told me to put $25 on the Cowboys to win and to take the over. And I said, Dad, you're just going to lose your money. And to see that my dad, after all these years of me being a grown-ass man, my dad still teaches me stuff. I needed this more than anything else. The draft will take care of itself. Now, the bad thing to worry about with a victory like this is, Jerry and Stephen Jones get a reprieve. And probably the Cowboys will get a victory over the Giants that are truly tanking. They were awful. Danny DeVito literally got the Danny DeVito dance in the end zone from Baker Mayfield, making fun of him. And there was nothing they could do about it. They scored all 7 points. So it's possible the Cowboys get another victory there, and then they're 5-7 and look a little bit different. The problem for me will be is if the Joneses, you win a few games down the stretch and, you get somewhere close to 500, they're going to say, well, if we hadn't had all the injuries, we would have been a really good team. And, we need to just go the course, stay the course here. That's the kind of stuff that's happening or will happen, that they need to be embarrassed to realize they don't know what they're doing. And a game like this might be one that kind of changes their mind. So, with that being said, Washington right now on a 3-game lose streak is now questioning everything. I had said before, if you looked at the teams that the Washington was beating, there weren't a lot of great teams that they were beating. They weren't taking on the juggernauts. I'm not saying that we're any good because we suck. We were down so many players that as Washington, you should be embarrassed. Although, I will give you a pass because you guys are still learning how to win. You have been the Washington Commanders with the left hand up without deodorant for years. And you don't turn that whole thing around overnight. You're doing great things. Your arrow is going up as bad as you feel. Right now, my Cowboys is still going down. But the one thing I will say is the Cowboys, as bad as this year was, that they actually came out and fought. Fought for a team that has nothing to play for. Better than I thought they would. You saw a lot of young guys that were in there that were playing well and not giving an inch. Now I got to say, Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb gave everything in that game. It was a hard-fought game. You can say what you want about Micah Parsons, that Micah Parsons is, too much on the podcast. He talks too much. You're sick of him. He is still a dog. He is still a beast. And a guy who was still limping last week, coming back from injury, definitely showed up and showed off. He's got to get a game ball. CeeDee Lamb didn't have big, gaudy numbers, but CeeDee Lamb is still making plays when you need him to make plays. And Cooper Rush is limited. We can't really get the ball down the field. That one pass that went deep to Jalen Brooks, it was like he gave it all he had, and it still was coming up short. And Jalen Brooks made a great play on it. So, we've heard so many great things about how, was it Jalen Brooks? I can't remember. Maybe it was. I might be wrong on that, but I thought it was Jalen Brooks. But CeeDee Lamb is giving it his all. I got to be honest with you. I don't need CeeDee Lamb in the backfield anymore. I don't need us to try and do reverses to him on, short yardage. I don't want him to be trying to use like Deebo Samuels. He's not that kind of player. But see, this goes back to Stephen Jones' whole thing of we done paid him a whole lot of money, so we need to get him more touches. Getting more touches doesn't mean it's going to be more production. You're going to wear the guy out. You're going to wear the guy out. Stop that shit. Rico had a really good game. 86 yards running the football. You could see him getting some chunk plays. You could see him getting some yards after contact. DMV made a great point, though. He was like, this is the problem you have with the Cowboys is they'll look and say, well, Rio can be the featured back and not look at getting another running back that may be better. I have to agree with that. I would love to see a 1-2 punch with our running game, kind of like we had a few years ago with Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott. You had thunder and lightning. And so, we'll deal with that, of course, next year. But Rico definitely gave it his all running the football. And because we were able to run the football, that made play action a little bit better. But I also have to look at it and say, with the exception of Tyler Guyton, bro, I know you're a rookie, man. Your eyes are bugged out, okay? Your eyes are bugged out. You look like the guy on The Waterboy where his eyes are bugged out. And he's like, oh, there's my bitch. There's my bitch. Because he's literally a liability with the penalties. Pre-snap penalties, holding penalties, tackling. I mean, he's literally getting penalties left and right. It's just not good. Terrence Steele is still having some problems and not looking great. But without Zach Martin and Tyler Smith, our guard play was actually pretty good inside, which enabled us to get the runs the way we could. And I'm going to say Cooper Rush, that may be the best blocking in the middle of the field and best pocket I've seen all season. And that's not an exaggeration. Cooper Rush had some time to throw. He wasn't having to run around in the pocket and try and keep his eyes downfield without tripping over himself and getting sacked. The offensive line did great things. because they got to get a game ball. The defensive line, including Mozzie Smith. Mozzie was getting some push. Mozzie got a few tackles. I don't have the stats in front of me and things, but Mozzie Smith, contrary to what people believe, I know Pro Football Focus has their ratings and say he's one of the worst and this, that, and the other and all. I hear you. But Mozzie is the only thing you really got going in the middle of the field. And when you're not doing good overall on defense, it's hard for one guy to be great. But quietly, he's having actually a decent season. And Mozzie, I love you, dog. I love you. Definitely is playing better. We had a Golston sighting. Golston with the interception. Mozzie gets the game ball. But Golston getting an interception takeaway, I don't know what the heck it was. It was just the strangest thing. You just see Golston come out with the ball, and that thing was key. He's got to get a game ball. But our defensive front altogether was actually playing really good and not giving up the running game. It's not giving up the running game. That was the first time that you really saw them actually able to clamp down. Now, I don't know if that was just the Commanders just weren't that good tonight, or if that was we were playing better. I don't know what it is. But I have to look at this and say, we were ready to push Mike Zimmer off a bridge, but maybe it's beginning to click 11 games in on what he's trying to do with the guys. And being shorthanded, Diggs wasn't out there, Deron Bland's back for the first time. You saw a defense that was hitting and moving and not giving anything up. And you have to say, okay, I see you. I see you. I see you. And they did some good things. Jalen Daniels looked like a rookie quarterback today. He didn't look like the MVP that they were calling him a few weeks ago. They confounded him. They stopped him. They made him their bitch. And you got to say congratulations on that. Schoonmaker is making a liar out of me. Schoonmaker, who I said was a wasted pick because of opportunity of Jake Ferguson being hurt the last 2 weeks, he gets a touchdown reception on a pass that was really overthrown. Now, granted, he was wide the hell open. He made an incredible play. I got to give credit to him. And overall, I got to give credit to the team for not giving up. There you have it. That's my game balls. And now, I got to go in here, and it's been a great day for my dad. He's going to win all 4 bets. I should have done the damn prop bet. Damn. But all 4 bets were winners today. Shout out to my dad. Dad, you get a game ball tonight because you were right on all your picks. Even though I said you're wasting money betting on the Cowboys. Cowboys came through. All right, good people. I don't know if I'll do a fireside chat after I'm done or not. If I don't, remember, tell the people you love how much you love them because you might not get the chance again. And I love you guys. And God willing, I'll see you tomorrow. You're definitely going to see me right now watching the Eagles game. Peace.